Hello, hello, Kim the Healer here on my daily rant. I don't know if I can call it a rant. I mean, it feels like a rant because I am just blowing it out there, but I'm not talking about anything bad. I am just ex- expanding upon the thoughts that are going on in my head in relation to my experiences in my personal in my personal life and my experiences in relation to past clients that I've worked with. And today we're addressing nightmares or sleepless nights or the inability to sleep after head injuries. Now, what is a head injury? Well, that's a long list. Can your head get injured during a car accident without you hitting your head? Yeah. Can your head get injured in an accident hitting your head like a broken windshield? Hell yeah. Is your head being injured when you're tomahawking down a mountain on your snowboard or skis or toboggan or blow up ducky? Yeah. Can your head get injured during domestic violence, during a barroom brawl? Yeah. Can your head get injured while you're out there boxing with your buddies, even though you've got your headgear on? Yeah. Do bicycle helmets truly protect your brain from concussion? I don't know. Not a scientist, but I do know that multiple times I've been knocked out with a snowboard helmet on. I have woken up, uh, ski patrol putting me in the toboggan. I've woken up in a 2 feet of snow on the side of a ski hill. So I don't know, because personally, I've never been diagnosed with a concussion because I have never gone to the doctor after a head injury. And that's the only reason. I've never been diagnosed with a head injury. I've never had my brain scanned. But with the research that I've done and the movies that I've watched, if you've ever seen the movie Concussion, watch the movie Concussion. The chaos that will go on in your head is insane. And today we're talking about sleeping, nightmares in relation to head injuries or the inability to sleep. Now, why? Why would we have an inability to sleep since concussions want to put us to sleep, right? And back in the day, we weren't supposed to sleep, and now it's okay to sleep. And they're constant. It's the same with everything. They're constantly changing what you are supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. So when I'm speaking to you, I am only speaking to you in relation to, yes, what I've read and what I've put into practice. And this last December, when I had two head injuries back to back. One day running into a mountain biker and his backpack um, harness here caught my helmet and wrenched my head back. Didn't seem like a big deal. I mean, we weren't going that fast. We ran into each other, but bah, it's no big deal, right? I got up, he got up. We said sorry, see you later, and we traveled on. It wasn't anybody's fault. But the next day, then I was skiing, and I was skiing really friggin' good that day. It was my third day back. I hadn't been skiing in a couple of years due to other injuries, and and due to other injuries, but more so because of the muscle testing that I do. Said, you know what? It's not time to go back to skiing. But last year, I'd gotten the okay. Hey, cool. And I was skiing. Oh my gosh, the work that I've been doing, I was skiing better than I'd skied the last time that I went, which was freaking so cool and exciting. And then one moment, I wasn't paid attention. My skis started snaking, and boom, wham, hit my head. Didn't get knocked out. Woke right up. I was pissed. I was angry that it happened because what the heck? Why are you not paying attention? Checked myself out. My head was ringing a little bit, but no big deal. Decided just to go home, and I spent the next week on the couch. I felt sick, which I should have known, especially since one of the first head injuries that I had, I immediately felt like I had the flu, and my belly hurt. Oh, That was a horrible time. Went home that day, made a bath myself because I was so shivering and cold, passed out in the bathtub. I don't know how I'm alive after some of the things that I've done. Apparently, I've got some people, somebody up there watching over me. Hey, you've got stuff to do. You need to stay here. And that's why I'm doing this stuff now. So that one of these days, whether I need to put myself out there, which I think I'm doing now, or put myself out there even more, introduce myself to doctors, to chiropractors. Hey, this is what I do. This is what I found within myself and people that I work with. Are you open to discussing? Now, I do have a nurse that is open to it. So whew, there's a lot of work around that. Because when I work with people in a one-on-one setting, not on the computer, it's rough for me. So you know what? I'm going to repair that today so that I can do this, because the work that I'm doing, it needs to be known. It needs to. And we need to have scientific evidence that this work is working, not just my work, but this work needs to spread. So let's get back to let me write this down real quick. Heal myself so I can functionally functionally meaning I don't have to sleep for days after working with somebody in person, because that's a typical thing. I had a workshop a few weeks ago, and it was a rough weekend afterwards. Functionally operate after working. It's a good thing I'm not a transcriber, because that was a long time speaking working or writing working in person with people. And I'm also going to do some healing so I can write faster, because I feel a lot of chaos in my brain as I'm attempting to write. But yes, that is one of my goals for today. I have lots of goals every day. Okay, so back to sleeping in relation to concussions. So when we have a head injury, what is one of the first things that we do? Well, we go home and we lay down in our bed. Unfortunately, our brain, specifically our limbic system. Now remember, FYI, I'm not a doctor. These are only my experiences and what I've learned studying. The limbic system, let's go ahead and bring up a picture of the limbic system here. All right, the limbic system. Beautiful picture here. I love Google. I love our internet, because it literally gives us everything that we need. Where did I go? Is it here? Oh, let's do it this way. There we go. It gives us everything that we need. So many people have done work, and it's wonderful, because whether it be the work that I do or somebody else does, we can all feed off of each other's information and make everything better. So this is a picture of your limbic system, the part of your brain that remembers absolutely everything, your emotional part of your brain. Reptiles, animals, they don't have this part of our brain. They say they don't. I mean, my cat can be pretty emotional, right? But let's go here, actually. There we go. But the limbic system remembers absolutely everything of your entire lifetime, absolutely everything in relation to my work, in relation to the moment of your creation, genetically passed down information, possibly even, if you're open to it or not, past life stuff. If it happens, great. And if I'm just making stuff up, I know people feel better after after doing the work if their energy tells us we need to do that anyway. So your limbic system, it goes into a state of fight or flight. when you have that massive impact that possibly damaged the cortex, the outer wrapping around the brain. Doesn't necessarily mean it did, okay? But we're focused right now more on the limbic system itself, the thalamus, the hypothalamus, the amygdala, the basal ganglia. Now, they say the pituitary gland isn't part of the limbic system, but when I work, you know, the hypothalamus, the pituitary is hanging right off of the hypothalamus. And if the hypothalamus is confused due to what's happening in the thalamus and the amygdala and the hippocampus in relation to, because the hippocampus remembers our old memories, not necessarily what's going on right now, although 3 hours later, is that an old memory in relation to the brain? Possibly. And so that thalamus and still feeling the impact from your head laying down on that pillow, now the thalamus is telling the hypothalamus, hey, we've got to change our breathing pattern. We've got to change our sleep state. And now the pituitary gland is been changed and the pineal gland has been changed, not producing the melatonin that we need in order to sleep. Now that pillow has possibly become part of the head injury. Your blankets have now become part of the head injury. Your inability to maintain your body temperature is shifted, and now you're constantly hot underneath the blankets, and you can't get the blankets off enough. And the blankets have now become part of your the concussion because now they're touching you, and you're still super sensitive in relation to the limbic system. So now the blankets are touching you and it's putting your limbic system back into a state of fight or flight or chaos or what I don't even know what we want to call it, of shock. Maybe you haven't come out of shock yet. And maybe that's why the blankets feel so heavy on your toes. That's a horrible feeling. Oh, get these, you're pulling the blankets up, trying to get the blanket untucked from the end of your bed so that your toes aren't being pulled down. And remember, your limbic system, your brain is your nervous system, and your nervous system runs all the way down to the tip of your toes. So now your entire nervous system is on fire, and maybe that's why your toes and your feet are cramping while you're trying to sleep. So when we have a head injury, everything that we were doing before the head injury becomes part of the head injury. You might have been having the most amazing day of your entire life on the ski hill, behind the boat, wakeboarding, riding your bike, just uh, ice skating with your friends, and you were 6 years old and you weren't paying attention and your skate slid out and you racked the back of your head. But we're a kid, right? No big deal. Shake your head, get up. Just because you bumped your head doesn't mean that anything bad happened. You just bumped your head. Shake it off. You're fine. You can't see a head injury, possibly till years later. All of a sudden, you're dealing with emotions. You're angry all the time. You're sad. You're massively depressed. You don't know how to be thankful. You don't know how to be grateful. You've lost your hope. You have no happiness. These are all, again, experiences that I've experienced and within myself, as well as my daughter. My daughter was born traumatically. She had the cord wrapping around her neck. It was a 2-day friggin' birthing process. It sucked. Gratefully, I've done I've taken the classes. I've watched the YouTube videos. I've learned. I've practiced on myself, and now, holy crap, she's stepping into the confidence that I never thought she would have had, because she's a wonderful kid, but she's been weak her entire life, and now she's doing these things, and it's just like, oh my god, it's so exciting. So, what were you doing before the head injury? Were you having negative emotions, negative experiences? Have they become, let's see, what's going on here? Why is that not changing? Oh, because I put, oh, I gotta change that. I put the happiness emotions on 2 pages. Good job there, ding dong. All right, that's fine. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Why not talk about the chakras? Because yes, chakras are real. Whether they are just they are energy things like the hippies say, Yes, I believe in a lot of hippie stuff. Are they just a whole bunch of nerve bundles? Possibly. But whatever your belief, it doesn't matter. There is these things in your body that are affected, and if you have a head injury, are you going to lose your connection to source? Are you going to lose your creativity? Is your neck going to hurt all the time? Are you going to be inability to speak your truth or be a good listener? Yes, 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 yes. And if we lose those, is your heart chakra going to be lost? Are you going to lose your connection to love? Are you going to lose your confidence, your ability to move properly? Because now your brain is disconnected from every single muscle in your body and it has to relearn how to move properly in flow. Are you going to lose your connection to the earth? Are you going to be filled with fear all the time? Are you going to lose your connection to your hands, your feet? Because there's more than 7 chakras. Well, depends on what belief structure you want to talk to. There's lots of different belief structures, but we want to be open to all of them. How? What about all the meridians? All those meridians there, all those energy points in those energetic lines through your body that are related to all the organs. If those are out of balance due to the head injury, are your organs going to be out of balance due to the head injury? And now my digestion is off. My hormones are off. Nobody can figure out what's wrong with me. Well, we got to go back in time. And how many times have you hit your head? There was a comment on Facebook the other day. My doctors don't know what's wrong with me. Well, I got the okay to test that person. And I asked, how many times have you hit your head? How many times have you had a concussion? 5. 5 that they know of. The thing is, when you have a concussion and you bump your head on a cabinet, your brain, your body, your limbic system thinks it's going through it again. And now, every single time your baby hits your jaw a little bit when they're playing with you, now I'm angry at the world or depressed or I've got a massive headache. And you're taking painkillers and maybe worse. So we started off on sleep, and man, this is a broad spectrum. So when I work with you, you're not just going to be sitting behind your computer screen. You will be moving. I will ask you to, okay, we need to work on you in your bedroom today. So get your bedroom pretty if you need to. I don't care. I don't care what your bedroom looks like. Well, I kind of do, because if your bedroom is chaos, you are sleeping amidst chaos, right? So don't get your bedroom all pretty for me. Get it pretty for you so that you have a supportive place to sleep. When you work with me, we're going to clear out the energy of your bedroom, because your entire bedroom has become part of the head injury, part of the trauma that your limbic system, your eyes are part of your limbic system, your ears, your teeth, your jaw, your tongue, your neck, because those are part of the cranial nerves in my thinking. So this might be why you can't go into REM sleep, why you're not remembering your dreams, because anytime your eyes start moving, if the muscles of your eyes that control your eye movement, if they have been injured in any way, shape, or form, okay? And an injury means your eyes were in this position during the head injury, and now anytime you move your eyes to that position, to facilitate that old trauma. Now you go to sleep and you start going into REM sleep where your eyes are moving quickly side to side, and you immediately come out of it because your limbic system goes back into chaos. We need to clear, we need to heal the movement of the eyes in relation to the movement of your entire body, possibly heal your optic nerve in relation to, again, your entire body, so that your body, physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and spiritually, can work the way that it was meant to work when you were conceived, not just when you were born, because you might have been born not in a good way, as we talked about earlier. If you were born with Pitocin, that's possibly trauma to the head. That's possibly a head injury. So we're going to watch a video right now to help you boost your happiness. Hopefully you've made it this far on my rant for the day. Let me bring up that video for you. Now, the purpose of this video is to realign your genes. Turn your genes back on so that you can be inherently happy. Deep inside, every cell of your body expressing happiness. So what you're going to do is I want you to rub in your hand very gently between thumb and index finger. This is part of the tapping protocol. This taps into your limbic system. Remember that picture I showed you earlier? Nope, not really in there. We're setting the intention to talk to your limbic system, let your limbic system know it's okay to be happy. And with the numbers that come across the screen as you're watching, those numbers are the coding that I have downloaded, that I find within myself to help you facilitate your happiness. Breathing in and out of your nose, nice and slow, with intention. Because when we have a head injury, we have a tendency to breathe shallow because we're in fight or flight all the time. Now, if it's your first head injury, it might only last a little while. But if you've had multiple, we're always here. So we've got to retrain to breathe in and out of our nose. So enjoy this video. We'll check in on you at the end here. There will be no sound. When you watch the videos on my website, there will be sound. I am happy. I am happy. Say it over and over again while you rub on your hand. If you're just showing up today, make sure you watch this replay. We are talking about sleeping in relation to head injuries or the inability to sleep and the effects it has on us in relation to everything that we were experiencing beforehand. My website's kimmcintyre.com. Make sure you go check that out. I have amazing offers. There's one offer, you join my email list and you get 5 steps to decrease inflammation in your brain and body. Those are just the beginning. Stopping sugar, reducing screen time, which is rough because everything's on the screen, including the videos that I have on my genetic matrix recoding video. But use some blue light glasses while you do it. That will take the strain off of your eyes. Learning how to breathe. Why do we need to breathe down into our diaphragm? It's not deep breaths all the time. That's a stress breath. It's just breathing. But when we've had a concussion, our limbic system might not know how to use our diaphragm. If we've had a whiplash, our phrenic nerve might get confused and disconnected from our diaphragm. And so our diaphragm doesn't work properly. And so we're using our scalenes to raise our ribs up to create a vacuum instead of diaphragm pulling down to create a vacuum, which massages our organs. And when our organs get massaged, they work better. When our diaphragm pulls down, our pelvic floor gets movement happening, which helps us connect into our legs and our feet. And we've got diaphragms in our feet. We want this pumping action through our entire body, right? So we can have fun. Yeah. So the genetic matrix recoding video library, it's just like the video you saw here, but with sound. But each and every video, let me go ahead and share that here. Let's see what I've got. Yes, perfect. So let's come over here and we're going to share that page. Boom. There it is. All right, let's make sure that my screen is proper. Yes, it is. Beautiful. This is my genetic matrix recoding video library. I am signed in right now, so you won't see it as a newbie, but this is healing the brain one, right? Make sure when you watch these videos, and especially after today, if you rewatch it, you drink a lot of water, you eat, you breathe, you do your tapping work. If you don't know how to tap, again, join my email list. These are the videos that I have right now for healing the brain, healing and balancing your cranial bones. All these cranial bones, if they are stuck in and out of alignment, your cerebral spinal fluid doesn't move the way that it was meant to. And that changes everything about your energy. Let's heal the limbic system. Let's get your body producing, absorbing, and utilizing vitamin B. Vitamin B is great for healing the brain and reducing the stress. And if you're taking vitamin B and you're not feeling any effects, maybe this is why. Maybe it's because your body doesn't genetically know how. When we have head injuries, we possibly become a recluse because nobody understands what's going on and the mental chatter is going friggin' nuts. So we're allowing ourselves to be seen, to be heard. And hey, let's connect to God. Let's connect to God so that God can actually be a part of us, because we get put in a box. We put ourselves in a box. We put walls around ourselves. And although God is part of us all the time, we stop listening. We stop following through with the things that we need to do in order to achieve our goals. And our goal today is healing from those concussions. So I hope these help you out today. I hope you love this video. Subscribe, follow for more. See you next time.